Hello mga besh! Welcome back sa channel ko. So this video is part of the Auxiliares de Conversación series that I've been making to help incoming and potential language assistants with regard to their application to become a language assistant dito sa Spain. Particularly in this video, I want to tell more about the visa interview. For the list of documents that I submitted, I made a separate vlog about it. I'll put a link somewhere in this video for you to check it out kung hindi nyo pa siya na-view. So anyway, gusto kong i-share yung mga personal experiences ko kung ano nangyari noong visa application ko. Yung date ng appointment ko with the Spanish consulate was 27th of August. Kung mapapansin nyo, medyo late na yung date ng appointment namin with the consulate for a reason. Kasi nung time na yon, was during the pandemic, na-delay yung visa appointment namin. Yung unang appointment ko with the consulate was the 6th of August. Actually, meron pa akong sinet na earlier appointment than that, ng mga bandang July. I can't remember anymore that date. But because hindi ko masubmit lahat ng mga requirements, minove ko siya ng minove kasi napakahirap ng situation noong pandemic. And mahirap yung movement. So, hindi ko agad nakuha yung NBI clearance, agad na posted yung documents ko kasi minsan nagsasara yung mga government agencies, so on and so forth. But just to give an information kung kailan ka ba dapat magsiset ng appointment sa Spanish consulate, you can apply as early as 90 days before the intended departure date from the Philippines going to Spain. In my opinion, mas maganda na wag nyo nang ipalate yung visa appointment nyo kasi there might be, unexpected circumstances wherein you might need some additional documents and mahirap makahanap ng mas murang plane ticket kung later date nyo na makukuha yung visa nyo. On a safe side, you can apply at least 1 month before your intended departure date in the Philippines. And how I booked my appointment? I simply went to the website of BLS Spain. It's actually a third-party agency that handles the visa application appointments. So sila lang yung nag-handle ng appointments, but the visa interview and the visa processing itself, they're all being processed by the consulate. Hindi ka pupunta doon sa opisina ng BLS Spain when you have your visa interview and you don't pass your requirements with them. Kasi ang BLS, ang pinaprocess lang nila ay yung mga papers for the Schengen tourist visa. Sa kanila pinapasa and then parang ini-screen nila and they're the ones forwarding it to the consulate. So when I went to the BLS Spain's website, I just selected the date I intend to go. And I just make sure that that's the date na kompleto na yung requirements ko. Most especially the carta de nombramiento or the assignment letter, which more or less you're gonna receive starting July. So with my experience, because I got assigned in Madrid, I received my carta de nombramiento on the 3rd of July, and my inscrita number, as far as I can remember, was somewhere in 881 yata, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Wala namang makakapagsabi kung depende ba yan sa inscrita number mo, depende ba sa region of assignment mo, kung kailan ini-issue yung assignment letter. So all you have to do is just to wait, and once you have your carta de nombramiento, you're good to go and you can feel safe in booking an appointment. To tell the story kung ano nangyari nung visa interview, my interview was in the morning. Ang visa interview, ginagawa nila yan every morning because in the afternoon, the consulate sets that time for the claiming of the passport and hopefully with the visa, no? And since I live in Makati, I just took a tricycle. Some people get confused kung saan ba talaga yung opisina ng Spanish consulate in the Philippines. The address is at 5th floor, ACT Tower, Senator Hilpuyat, Makati City. Kasi merong isang tower na nami-mistaken as the consulate. That's actually the embassy of Spain in the Philippines. Hindi doon yung visa interview, just to clear that information and just to avoid you getting lost on probably on the visa day itself. Once you get there, once you get to the building, you have to leave your stuff at the security guard and you have to show them your proof of appointment. Cell phones are not allowed to bring upstairs, so you have to leave it at the guard. Meron lang silang parang separate area doon. So it's up to you kung iiwan mo ba doon or might as well magsama ka ng companion para maiwan mo yung gamit mo with your companion. With my experience, well, I brought my cell phone. I was alone at that time. And then I just use a padlock to secure my belongings and wala naman nangyari. And I suggest that you arrive at least 15 to 30 minutes early, but just to set the expectations, yung waiting area ay dun sa baba, ay dun sa labas. May bubong naman siya, pero hindi siya yung napaka-comfortable na waiting area. Bring necessary things that for you to get comfortable. Bring some pamaypay or magdala ka ng portable electric fan kung gusto mo. Depende sa kung gaano ka kaaga dumating. So, ganon yung order ng pagtawag nila sa mga applicants. As far as I can remember, I think tinatawag siya by 5 people, especially at that time kasi kainitan ng pandemic yon, and just to practice proper social distancing. Only a few people were allowed to go up at a time. So we went up the elevator and then pag-akyat namin doon, there's this machine wherein they have to check the belongings that you have with you. You'll be requested to sit for a while and wait for your turn. Itsura dun sa taas is para siyang may mga booth, may window, merong glass na separation between you and the interviewer. A peeking window wherein you have to slip your requirements or your papers and where you give the payment also. And as a pro tip, pag nagbayad kayo nung visa fee, please bring exact amount. Hindi sila nagsusukli and they will let you break down your money pag wala kang exact amount. To save your time, just for you not to go down and maghanap ng papalitan ng pera, make sure to bring the exact amount, the exact visa fee. So when my turn came, I approached the window and I just made sure that I was polite. It might not be the consul itself, but they are the person being asked by the consul regarding your application. So you have to be polite. You don't have to be too formal in your dress. I mean, just to have like a semi-formal attire, that's okay. And anyway, medyo half body mo lang naman yung makikita dun sa window, di ba? So, huwag kayong mag-gown, huwag kayong magbarong, pero just be presentable enough to face the interviewer. When I arrived at the window, I just said, "Good morning, ma'am." It was a woman who interviewed me. And then she right away asked me kung anong purpose ng pag-apply ko ng visa. And I said that, "Oh, ma'am, I'm one of the language assistants under the Ministry of Education of Spain, and here are my requirements." And second, she just verified if I'm under the Ministry of Education of Spain. And I said yes. And then she right away took my papers and then she just separated and sorted things. And me being as an organized person, ang dami kong paper clips na nilagay. So after the interviewer sorted my papers, she asked for the payment. So I gave the payment and then she gave me a receipt. May ni-staple siyang paper doon sa ibabaw noong copy ng visa application form ko. So I actually produced 3 copies ng application form and may isang binalik sa akin kung saan nga doon ini-staple nung interviewer yung sheet of paper. That paper contains information on when you most likely could get an email from the consulate kung kailan mo pwedeng ma-claim yung passport mo. And the email address if you have some further questions or you need to tell something to the consul. The interviewer was pretty much matipid sa pagtatanong sa akin, maybe because yun nga, under ng ministry naman yung application ko. Asking around my batchmates, especially yung mga under ng ibang program, some of them were asked about if they're still a student, if they have just graduated, or if they are employed. The consulate might ask also if you have a source of funds. And then some of my batchmates who had a sponsor were asked questions regarding that. So, pwedeng itanong kung yung sponsor ba ay parents mo, or relative mo, or friend mo, and they might verify some more questions about your sponsor. Just make sure that you answer as honest as you can and as short as you can. So don't give answers that are tentative, or don't give highfalutin answers, making them confused and making them doubtful of you. So my pro tip for visa interview, just answer as honest as you can and as short as you can. The shorter you answer, the less questioning you might get. And I know na nakakakaba talaga pag humaharap ka sa isang visa interview. So, just make sure that you relax yourself, don't feel anxious, don't feel worried, and huwag kayong kabahan. Kasi kapag kinakabahan ka, baka mas hindi mo masagot yung tanong nung consul. And mas maganda na ready ka sa anumang pwedeng itanong. So, more or less yung itatanong ng interviewer ay based doon sa documents na ipe-present mo. So, just make sure that the documents you present are documents that you are familiar with. Dapat more or less alam mo kung ano yung mga pinasa mong papel. Before the interview ended, the interviewer asked me, do you have any questions? Just clarify from her if I need to wait for 10 days, and in case 10 days have gone by, kung kailangan ko bang mag-email, and she just told me that just wait for 10 business days. You just clarify that it has to be 10 business days, meaning hindi counted yung Saturday and Sunday. They're pretty much accurate with the 10 business day ruling, because I received an email from the consulate on the 10th of September. So exactly 10 business days after nakuha ko na yung passport ko, I received an email from the consulate, and when I went back to ACT Tower, I just present that email. I went on an afternoon. As I said earlier, afternoons yung claiming time ng visa. Ayun, so when I went up, I approached the window, and it was the same lady who interviewed me, who accommodated me. I just gave the visa application form with that sheet of paper and presented to her. Don't forget to bring that one, because dun pa lang sa baba, dun sa may security guard, hahanapin na yun sa'yo. It's the proof na for visa claiming ka na. I just gave that paper, and she went to that area to get the passport. And while waiting, you can imagine my heartbeat. Kulang na lang i-CPR talaga ako, at pinagpapawisan talaga ako ng malamig kahit naka-aircon nung time na yon. And I was really nervous, and when she went back, yun, meron siyang binigay na sheet of paper for me to sign para siyang confirmation na na-receive back ko na yung passport. And when she gave my passport, she opened it right exact at the page where the visa is at, and sobrang saya ko talaga nung time na yun. And she just told me to double check the information. This is a pro tip. Just make sure that before you leave the consulate, make sure na tama lahat ng spelling at saka complete yung information. You check if you have the NIE on the passport, because for some people, NIE isn't given yet, and you have to apply that in Spain. So, I don't know how it goes, kung paanong yung iba nabibigyan ng NIE right away, yung iba hindi nabibigyan pa agad. I was so happy. I went down, and I didn't realize that I was already crying. parang teleserye. At tinawagan ko yung sister ko, and yung sister ko walang ka-idea na nag-visa interview pala ako at nag-claim na ako ng passport. Umiiyak ako sa telepono. At sabi niya, bakit? Anong nangyari? Ganyan. Ang ingay ng background kasi naglalakad ako, tumatawid ako doon sa Makati. So, super worried siya. Hindi niya naintindihan kung bakit ako umiiyak. Hanggang sa nakauwi na ako ng bahay, saka pa lang niya naintindihan na may visa na pala ako. Yun yung funny story, pero grabe, walang mapagsidlan talaga yung saya ko doon, kasi tandang-tanda ako, I was crossing the same street noong time na nag-apply ako ng ibang visa. This is a side story that I want to share with you. It wasn't really my first time to get interviewed and to apply for a visa at the Consulate of Spain. Noong 2017, I also applied for a visa, but it's not a student visa, but rather I applied for a Schengen tourist visa. And unfortunately and sadly, I got denied. And it was the exact consulate that denied me. It was the same building. And sobrang natatandaan ko yung nung 2017, I was crossing that same road, crying out of sadness. And then nung 2020, I was crossing the same street. crying again, but because of happiness. So you'll never know. There's this saying in Spanish that la vida te da una vuelta bonita. So it's like you'll never know what life will give you. It could bring you back to the same place, same road, but you will have a different feeling. You will have a different experience.